Hey everybody, so in front of you, you'll see 3 stacks of cards. Well, this one, not really a stack, it's just 2 competitive commanders. But this is pretty much all of my commander decks. So in the middle, and this little stack on the left, 2 cards on the left, are commander decks that I've already done videos for. And this stack is commanders that I haven't done a video for. So I'm going to go ahead and start with these, and the reason I'm doing these is just so everyone can see that I actually still have these decks. So for these ones that I've made videos for, these decks I haven't tore apart, except it's a comma. I done that video and I wasn't super thrilled with the deck, so I tore it apart. But anyways, we'll go ahead and start. We'll look at the competitive ones first. So this is Neheb. If you haven't watched the video on it, just browse through the channel. You might find it. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But this is one of my 2 competitive commanders, and this one can win as early as turn 4. So competitive, but not super, super competitive. Super competitive is Captain Sisay, and I done a video for this not too long ago. Go ahead and check that out. Again, browse through the channel. You should find it. Now, the not so competitive ones, well, still competitive. So, like Ezuri, it doesn't really matter how you run Elf Ball. Elf Ball is going to be competitive. No mana rocks whatsoever in this deck, if you watch the video. But elves are elves. I mean, if you get a good draw, like turn 1. What's that? The 1 mana, tap 3 elves, get 3 mana. Heritage Druid? Pretty sure it's Heritage Druid, but turn 1, play that. Turn 2, play 2 stupid little 1 mana dudes, and then tap those to get 3 mana to drop a Priest Titania. Cast him on turn 3, turn 4, win the game. I mean, it's a thing. We have Amara, Soul of the Accord, tokens. Jeska Warrior Adept. This was Death Poker Tribal. And Brea, my Thopter Tribal deck. And this one, most people I'd say build this competitive, and mine can be. It's like Elves. My build is it can be super great on the right draw, but most of the time you're just going to kind of dirtle around and draw cards and drop artifacts and things like that. And then this video, I think this was the last Commander video uploaded. Just a theme deck, and my theme was Humpty Dumpty for this one. And Queen Marchesa was the commander for it. Kess, Descendant Mage. This was a Grixis Control commander. And we had Regna and Krav, partners. I don't really care for partners, but with these 2, I made an exception and actually built a commander with partners as the commanders. We had Jorian, and this was a Expel Tribal where all of your main winning conditions were Expels. And then I had the Child of Alara video. I think this was my very first commander video, and it was a cycling tribal deck, cycling tribal, cycling theme, however you want to put it. This one actually turned out like to be more competitive than I had expected. So in a pod, this actually wins. Actually, in a pod, I don't think I've ever lost a game with it, just because no one really expects it. Like, it's not good by any means at all. It's just sneaky because, like, you're playing things, just cycling a lot. You cycle a lot. And then you slowly build a little pillow fort, you know, just your ghostly prison, propaganda, sphere of safety, and no one thinks anything. They're like, well, he ain't no crap over there. He's got Child of Alara. Like, as long as that doesn't hit the board, I guess we're good. And then out of nowhere, you just play Approach of the Second Sons, and you cycle straight to it and cast it again and win the game. And it wins a lot more than it should. Most of the losses that I've had with this was actually just in testing with one-on-one commander, because one-on-one, you know, when one person's shooting straight for you, it's a little hard to make cycling win in that matchup. But yeah, this is a super fun deck. I wish I had a different 5-color commander for it. So if you know of a good commander, 5 colors, that would support cycling more than Child of Alara, leave a comment, let me know. And the rest of them that I haven't done videos. So for these, if you want to see a specific one of these, drop a comment, let me know, so I know what to make next. And if there is a commander you're thinking of that you want to see a deck for that I do not have, also drop a comment, let me know, and I will see about acquiring said commander if I don't already have it, and building a deck for you. So let's start it off with Kirkesh. So this stack, there's a few weird ones. I like weird commanders. And Kirkesh is one that my build, which I'm sure you can do this also competitive. My build is not competitive. This is one I'm comfortable playing against people newer to Commander, because mine just dirtles around a lot. There's a lot of weird card interactions that can show newer players just how crazy things can be while not being completely broken. I have a lot of infinite loops in the deck, but almost every infinite loop has no significant impact to the game whatsoever, which just sounds weird, but it's the way the deck was built, and it's very fun to play. I just really like his ability and what it can do to a game of Magic. Next, also another deck that I'm comfortable with playing with newer players to Commander, people that don't want to have a super competitive player in their pod, and that is Werewolf Tribal. And there he is. And this deck, this goes back, I first built, my first draft of this was when Innistrad, the first Innistrad was around. And I kept it together and then upgraded it when this came out. And a lot of things got picked out of it after this because it just wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. And I don't really have a lot of newer players to play with. Most of the people I play with have played for years. So a deck like this just didn't fit in with that play group. But I decided to go ahead, throw it all back together, and upgrade it where I could so that I did have my Ulrich to play with if I chose. And we have Arcades. This is another one. I've tried Defenders for years. When the original Zendikar was out, I think it was Rise of the Eldrazi, there was some Defender synergies in that set. So we had Perimeter Captain was in World Wake. He's 1 mana 0/4. I think when a defender blocks, you gain life or something like that. And they had the flying 5/3 red wall for 3 mana that you could pay some mana to make walls be able to attack. So I had built a Jeskai defender deck. That sucked horribly. And I kind of gave up on it. And then he came out, and I knew instantly that I was going to build Arcades because he just lets defenders work. And this one. This is a commander that when anyone sees it across the table, they instantly draw hate for this card. And that is Animar, so I don't have to tell you what I've done with him. This is Eldrazi. However, I did stay away from all of the infinite combos with him. This is value Animar. So if everyone wants to see this deck, then this one I think I'd be excited to do a video over. Because just value Animar with no infinite combos. And we have, I can't say that name, Kaineos, and Tyro of Meletus, blah, blah, blah. This is an Enchantress deck. I didn't really have to, I probably could have used partner commanders, but I chose this just to have the colors. He's here just for the colors. So this is a Blacklist Enchantress deck. And then we have Merfolk. And this Merfolk deck runs similar to Modern Merfolk. You want to make your opponent's things into islands, and you tutor up every single lord, get them all in play, and attack everyone and kill everyone. And we have a Derevi. And this is the combo build of Derevi. So this is actually legit Derevi. Except there's a twist. There's only one non-permanent card in the deck. I'll save that card for if everyone wants to see this one. Krenko, my boss. I don't have to say too much about this. Gabo Tribal. General Tazri. Ally Tribal. This is not the food chain Tazri, any kind of combo Tazri. This is straight up Ally Tribal. Fire, Song, and Sunspeaker. And this deck's actually getting an upgrade from the new set. That 4 mana, I don't know if it's an instant or sorcery, but it's a 2, a red and a white. You discard your hand, draw that many cards +1, and then gain life equals the number of cards in your hand. I'm looking forward to that card for this, because one thing that these two colors lack is card draw. Like, real legitimate card draw without using like a Wheel of Fortune. Or spending $100 for a Wheel of Fortune. So that's a 4-mana thing. Also gains you life, so it triggers him. And, I mean, most of the time, by the time I cast him, I've probably run myself out of cards. So if I had something like that, and it's uncommon too, God, that's even better. Yeah, that's just such a good upgrade for this deck, and I am very much looking forward to that. Averalls, the Scar Strike. And I don't know what to say about this one, because this is competitive, but it's not competitive. I don't think there's any mana rocks whatsoever in the deck, but it is a dredge. Okay, so here's how it's competitive. It is competitive in the fact that it can kill someone on turn 3. However, the way the deck is built, on turn 3, you kill that first person. You can't kill the next person until the very next turn. So you have to go through a whole turn cycle without someone killing your threat. And then you can kill another person. And then you have to wait for your next turn again to kill the last person. So, it can be competitive if no one has an answer, but that's not likely. Most times someone's going to have an answer to stop you. And then if you kill someone, like the other two people are instantly going to go, oh, no, that's not happening to me. So if no one has answers, yeah, this can start killing people as early as turn 3. But they're probably going to have answers. And aside from that, it's a dredge deck. So, I mean, we can do some fun things with this deck. And the last one. This one is one of my favorite ones because I put a lot into this. This has no mana rocks. I don't think, no mana rocks whatsoever. However, this is a lands deck. I think half of my 99 is lands. So, I think it's 49 lands, and then the rest is non-land spells. So, this deck is extremely fun, and it is actually around the Heb competitive when it does its thing in a pod. And, yeah, lands in Commander. Specifically Valakut lands in Commander. So, yeah, like I said earlier, if you want to see any of these commanders, or if one of the older commanders that it's been a while since I've done a video on, like Child of Alara, you want me to do an updated video, just let me know, drop a comment, and I would be more than happy to do an updated video on something like that, or what have you, or do a new video on one of these. And if like I said, if you have a commander that you'd like to see what I could do with it that I don't have right here, let me know, and I'll see about getting that if I don't have it, and making a video for you. Alright guys, that's all I got. There's all my commanders, all 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 1, 2, 23 of them. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what I'm doing next. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time.